What do you think will get you better looking grain? Evoto.ai, the sponsor of today's video, or my all-in-one grain presets designed for Lightroom? But first, let's do a quick recap about grain. On actual film, the grain is what's actually creating the image, so in our digital files we shouldn't have smaller details than one particle of grain. Also, there should be more grain in the midtones and highlights than it is in shadows. That's because film is usually negative and we invert it to get the image out of it. And finally, colored film should have colored grain and black and white film should have black and white grain. And starting with Evoto, I was pleasantly surprised to see that they have an entire section dedicated to grain. More than that, they even have individual controls for shadow, midtones and highlights, and I was even more impressed when I saw that they have a color variation slider. This means that their grain is actually colorful, which is something we don't have in Lightroom. But while zooming in to see the colors, I also noticed that you can see details that are way smaller than a particle of grain. On the other hand, inside of Lightroom, you're going to need to use a preset like the all-in-one grain preset if you want individual control over the amount of grain that you add to your photo, but if you add enough grain to your photos, you're gonna start to see how it's losing details and you're not going to see finer details underneath the grain. But even with my grain preset, inside of Lightroom, we don't have color inside of our grain, so there are trade-offs and I think this is a tie.